here we are at our grammar quiz. You need the following worksheets. The one that says G for A and the one that says G for B. At the back of both of those, as you can see, I don't have a back because mine is printed front to back. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write my name at the top of each page. You can do that as well if you want. Oh, no, wait, you guys paste this. Sorry. You guys paste this at the back of your workbook. So quickly cut and paste these two papers at the back of your workbook. So pause the video, do that, and then come back to me. All right, here we are. And we are starting with our grammar quiz. It says it's a parts of speech quiz. Parts of speech, pronouns, nouns, adverbs, adjectives, verbs, those type of things. So let's see what we should do. It says, connect the part of speech words in column A, this is column A, with their correct meanings in column B by drawing a line with your ruler. Please don't send me skew lines. I want this drawn with a ruler. If you didn't draw the lines in with a ruler in class, I would most probably stop the quiz and ask you to take out your ruler and do it anyways. So please pretend like we're in class, get out your ruler, draw the line with your ruler. Okay, so I'm going to read the first word for you and then I will read all of the options. So, an adjective. If an adjective is a person, place, or thing, then you draw your line straight. If an adjective is a doing word, the word we use for an action, you draw the line like this. If your adjective is a word that describes the noun, you draw your line here. If an adjective is a word we use to describe a group of nouns, then you draw your line like this. If an adjective is a type of word that is used to replace a noun in a sentence to avoid repetition, repeating the same thing over and over again, you draw your line from there to here. If an adjective describes a verb, draw your line from here to here. And if your adjective is the name of a specific person, place, or thing, you draw your line straight down. Which one of those meanings fits adjective? What is an adjective? All right, the next one, a pronoun. A pronoun. Is a pronoun a person, place, or thing? Is a pronoun a doing word, the word we use for an action? Is a pronoun a word that describes a noun? Is a pronoun a word we use to describe a group of nouns? Is a pronoun a word used to replace a noun in a sentence to avoid repetition? Is a pronoun a word that describes a verb? Or is a pronoun the name of a specific person, place, or thing? Draw the line. We are going to go through pronouns again next week. You just need to know what it means already. Next one, a common noun. Is a common noun a person, place, or thing? Is a common noun a doing word? Is a common noun a word that describes the noun? Is a common noun a word we use to describe a group of nouns? Is a common noun words used to replace a noun in a sentence to avoid repetition? Is a common noun a word that describes a verb? Or is a common noun a specific person, place, or thing? Next one, a verb. Is a verb a person, place, or thing? Is a verb a doing word, the word we use for an action? Is a verb a word that describes a noun? Is a verb a word we use to describe a group of nouns? Is a verb words used to replace a noun in a sentence? Is a verb a word that describes a verb? Or is a verb the name of a specific person, place, or thing? match the word verb with the best meaning, or with its meaning. There's only one. Good. Adverb. Is an adverb a person, place, or thing? Is an adverb a doing word, the word we use for an action? Is an adverb the word that describes a noun? Is an adverb a word used to describe a group of nouns? Is an adverb words used to replace a noun in a sentence? Is an adverb a word that describes the verb? Or is an adverb the name of a specific person, place, or thing? Good. Then a proper noun. Is a proper noun a person, place, or thing? Is a proper noun a doing word? Is a proper noun a word that describes a noun? Is a proper noun a word we use to describe a group of nouns? Is a proper noun a word used to replace a noun in a sentence? Is a proper noun a word that describes a verb? Or is a proper noun the name of a specific person, place, or thing? Connect. Good, and then there should actually only be one left here, so you can either just connect this one to whatever is still open, or you can listen to me read through all of them again. A collective noun. Is a collective noun a person, place, or thing? Is a collective noun a doing word? Is a collective noun the word that describes an action? Is a collective noun a word we use to describe a group of nouns? Is a collective noun words used to replace a noun in a sentence? Is a collective noun a word that describes a verb? Or is a collective noun the name of a specific person, place, or thing? Match it to the best one. Alrighty, we are moving on to our second page, and we read at the top. It says, fill in adjectives for the following sentences using the correct words in the box. Now the words in the box are creatively, yellow, tricky, colorful, annoyingly, soft, loudly, destructively, and wooden. The only thing I want to say before you attack this question, when we talked about adjectives and adverbs, there was something at the end of an adverb that made you know that that word is not an adjective most of the time, because it has that sound at the end. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Once the word has that tiny sound at the end, we know that's an adverb, most probably. So just keep that in mind. Good. Number one, Bianca bought me a what pencil because I love rainbows. Remember, I want an adjective. I almost gave it away. I want an adjective. I can't say anything else. I want the word that describes what an adjective describes. Okay. So, number one, Bianca bought me a creatively pencil. Bianca bought me a yellow pencil. Bianca bought me a tricky pencil. Bianca bought me a colorful pencil. Remember the end of the sentence, because I love rainbows. Think about rainbows. Bianca bought me an annoyingly pencil. Bianca bought me a soft pencil. Bianca bought me a loudly pencil. Bianca bought me a destructively pencil. Or Bianca bought me a wooden pencil. The trick in the sentence, or the hint, is the rainbows part. Choose the best option and write it in there, and then cross it out from the box at the top. All of these are not adjectives, just so that you know. Some of these are adverbs. You only need to write down the adjective that best fits. Number two, Chris brought his cat to school and it was so creatively, Chris brought his cat to school and it was so yellow. Chris brought his cat to school and it was so tricky. Chris brought... That's a tongue twister. Chris brought his cat to school and it was so colorful. Chris brought his cat to school and it was so annoyingly. Chris brought his cat to school and it was so soft. Chris brought his cat to school and it was so loudly. Chris brought his cat to school and it was so destructively. Or Chris brought his cat to school and it was so wooden. Which one fits best? Which adjective best describes the what adjectives describe? I can't say it. Number 3. Ellie and Fran are painting a large something sun on the wall. So large is already an adjective. Large already describes what it should describe. So we are looking for 2 describing words. Large, sun. Okay. Ellie and Fran are painting a large creatively sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large yellow sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large tricky sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large colorful sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large annoyingly sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large soft sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large loudly sun on the wall. Ellie and Fran are painting a large destructively sun on the wall. Or Ellie and Fran are painting a large wooden sun on the wall. Which adjective fits best for a sun? Number 4, George was sitting on his what chair when he got a splinter? So George was sitting on his creatively chair. George was sitting on his yellow chair when he got a splinter. George was sitting on his tricky chair. George was sitting on his colorful chair when he got a splinter. George was sitting on his annoyingly chair. George was sitting on his soft chair when he got a splinter. George was sitting on his loudly chair when he got a splinter. George was sitting on his destructively chair. Or George was sitting on his wooden chair when he got a splinter. Which adjective fits best? Write it in there and cross it out from the word box at the top. Good, then the last one for this question, number 5. The grade 2 learners wrote a what quiz? The grade 2 learners wrote a creatively quiz. The grade 2 learners wrote a yellow quiz. The grade 2 learners wrote a tricky quiz. The grade 2 learners wrote a colorful quiz. The grade 2 learners wrote a annoyingly quiz. Don't choose that one. The grade 2 learners wrote a soft quiz. The grade 2 learners wrote a loudly quiz. The grade 2 learners wrote a destructively quiz. Or the grade 2 learners wrote a wooden quiz. Choose the best adjective, write it in the space, and cross it out from the top. All righty. There should be 5 words left over here. 4 words left over here, and they all have to end in the same sound. If that is what's left over, then you did it right. Good, we are moving on to the next one. Underline, remember grade 2, please. I don't want you guys to rush this. I realize that I'm going through it quickly, but remember I have no time frame of how long you guys are taking to write this. If we were in class, I would be able to walk through and I would be able to see, oh, okay, it takes a bit more time to do this one. It takes a bit less time to do this one. So I don't have the time frame of you guys being in front of me or next to me or around me. So I'm just kind of reading through the quiz. If I'm going too fast, at any point you can stop me, you can rewind me, you can forward me, you can, my voice obviously. So please play with the video, don't be afraid to stop it, to pause it, to restart, to do whatever you need to do. I'm just kind of reading through it. So I apologize if it's going a bit fast, but you need to control it, okay? You control your own time. So here we go with the next one. Underline the adverbs in the following sentence. Here I'm asking for the adverbs, and please listen. Oh, didn't mean to shout. Please listen carefully. Underline. Don't circle the words. I'm asking specifically for you to underline. So take your ruler, put it under the first sentence, and then as soon as you hear the adverb, you underline it. Number 1, remember there's a trick to identifying an adverb, just saying it has a certain sound at the back. Okay, number 1. The yellow school bus carefully drove around the corner. First thing to yourself, the adverb describes the Then you find the and then you find the word that describes the Or you just look for the word with the specific sound at the end. So number 1, the yellow school bus carefully drove around the corner. Number 2, I was eating my ice cream too quickly and got brain freeze. I was eating my ice cream too quickly and got brain freeze. Number 3, remember I want the adjectives. Oh, the adverbs, not adjectives. Number 3, my teacher yelled loudly to get the class to be quiet. My teacher yelled loudly to get the class to be quiet. Number 4, I yawned rudely at the dinner table and my mother threateningly stared at me. There's a trick to this one, just saying. Not a trick, just this one is a bit different than the rest. So be awake. This quiz must be done alone. I'm just so afraid, you guys. Okay. Number 4, I yawned rudely at the dinner table and my mother threateningly stared at me. Number 5, the dog and cat ran happily in the garden when they first met each other. The dog and cat ran happily in the garden when they first met each other. I want you to underline the adverb. All right, and then we are at the last question of the quiz. This is the one that's most probably going to take the most brain power, because you, grade 2 learner, are going to have to form a sentence with a verb, an adverb, and a proper noun. Now, I don't mind if it's 2 sentences or 3 sentences, but it must link up with each other. Don't just write 3 random sentences. Try to put them all in one sentence, if you can. So, no, let's say I won't take 3 sentences, but 2 is still okay. I will still accept 2 sentences, not 3. 1 is ideal. 1 is what I actually want. So, you have to write a sentence, form a sentence that has a verb in it, that has an adverb in it, and that has a proper noun in it. So, my hint to you would be, think of a verb and write it here at the top. Think of any adverb and write it here at the top, and think of a proper noun, write it here at the top, and then see what sentence you can make with those 3 words. That would be my advice. That would be the route that I would follow if I had to do this. Okay. Spelling doesn't count. If I can figure out what it is that you are writing, I will give you the mark. But if it's totally... how do I say this? If I can't understand it at all, I'm sorry, grade 2, but then you can't expect me to give you the mark. So choose something that you at least know how to write, maybe. All right, you finished your grammar quiz. Only the math still, and then the comprehension, and then you guys are sending me. Is it this week that you guys are doing? Why do I keep doing that? Oh, yes. And then you guys are going to send me your prepared videos where you talk about a myth or a legend. I cannot wait.